Hi guys, this is Amit Kumar and I'm doing this video for you because I think hair transplant is a very important issue these days, and I wanted you all to know that I've gone for a hair transplant. And initially when I thought about it, since it is a surgical procedure, I was quite unsure about myself. But gradually in time, I did research for around 2 years, and then I zeroed in on this particular clinic, plcsc, which is located at Calcutta, and my hair transplant was done by Dr. Maneesh Sonthalia. So I came down over here the month of December 2017, pretty unsure and with a lot of anxiety whether I should be going for this procedure or not. And then I was thoroughly checked by the doctor, and he said that you're a good candidate for a hair transplant. So it so happened that he said that this is basically a genetic disorder which is quite normal with men, and he said that if you would want to go for a hair transplant, I think you should consider it and you should go for it. So this was kind of in my bucket list since a very long time. I was researching about this particular issue since the last 2 years, and then I finally gave it a go. So I came down over here at his clinic in the month of December 2017, and I was it had to be around an 8-hour procedure. So I was told by the doctor that there are certain things which you need to be following thoroughly. As far as the medication was concerned, I had to undergo a blood test, and since the reports were totally normal, the doctor was very happy and satisfied. He said that it's time to do the hair transplant. So I was lying on my back at the operating table, and I was undergoing a FUT procedure, which is a strip method procedure. So in that particular procedure, I was told that this is the best kind of procedure you can get maximum hair follicles, and it can cover a great area of your scalp. So I went for the frontal region, which is around 3,500 grafts, and at the lower back of the scalp, that was around 1,500 grafts. And the procedure went very well. I was given anesthesia injection on the scalp, so I couldn't realize whether I was undergoing an operation at all. In between, there was a break for around 1 hour where I was provided with lunch and whatever I wanted to have according to the it's regarding with it's the patient's requirement, what kind of food the patient needs to eat. So that was also taken care of very nicely, and the hair follicles were implanted by the doctor as well as the technicians of this particular plcsc hair transplant clinic at Neelambar building, Kolkata. The hair transplant went very well. I was given a bandage on my scalp, and I was advised to take rest, and there were certain important details about how one should behave, how one needs to take care of yourself. After hair transplant, I was provided with a lot of medication, which were basically painkillers, and it's also a solution. I cannot recollect that, but I think it was a distilled water solution which I had to apply once I was home. So I had a very comfortable sleep, but I was sleeping in a seated position, and there are certain precautionary measures which one has to take after undergoing a hair transplant because it concerns your body. It's not an easy task at all. And for 10 days, I was under complete medical rest, and I was taking, in fact, the doctor used to call me up and ask me about how the hair transplant is progressing. The post-operative care was excellent, and even till today it is really wonderful because the technicians, the doctors, the staff of this particular clinic have been very cooperative and nice. And if anybody would want to go for a hair transplant, this is a place to be. And I think a lot of people would want to undergo a hair transplant, so I would recommend anybody and everybody to come to this particular clinic and get it done, because the post-operative care which I got over here and other patients who have got in this clinic has been wonderfully excellent, and I don't have any words to describe it because I'm very satisfied at the end of the day, because the results have been tremendously beautiful. And last but not the least, you need to be very patient with your hair because it takes time to grow, and 6 to 8 months is basically the time frame where you can get full hair growth. So I'm basically now into my 3.5 months. So the results, I mean, as you can see it in front of your sets, it's been nice, and I'm very happy with the decision that I made of undergoing a hair transplant. It's a very normal procedure. It's non-invasive procedure, and anybody who's balding and who wants to go for a hair transplant should come to this clinic in Calcutta. It's you'll be taken very good care of, and at the end of the day, I'm sure you're going to be very satisfied as I have been. Thank you. Homework very nicely. In fact, I researched on this particular hair transplant since last 2 years, and ultimately I zeroed on this particular clinic. When I came down to the clinic, I met the doctor who explained to me the entire procedure. Secondly, I met a lot of post-operative patients, and I saw the results and was very satisfied with their hair transplant and the hair growth which they had. And last but not the least, I read a lot of reviews on Google. So after going through a lot of research, I finally zeroed on this particular clinic, and I met the doctor, Dr. Maneesh Sonthalia, and he is basically the right person because he is a hair transplant specialist. And I would suggest that it's better that you do not go to a dermatologist or a cosmetic surgeon, but go to a senior hair transplant surgeon, which Dr. Maneesh Sonthalia is. And he gave me the right advice to do this hair transplant, which I undertook it, and I'm